huge advantage. Atmosphere at the Arco Arena of South Africa. T-shirts on, very partisan crowd. It's this man.
9 pounds. He's from Johannesburg, South Africa, with a record against 1 loss and 2 draws, with 20 wins by UBA Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Brian Mitchell-Lopez.
Kansas have a good fight.
Is the man in the Commonwealth middleweight champion, Michael Watson, experienced 20, the sort of indeed.
You know, he doesn't let that affect him. He goes out there.
That Mitchell, because South Africa has never been able to title in his native South Africa, and he really is. Gloves will travel. They call it.
What?
They're both trying to work behind that. Had their successes with it. Pretty even Stevens opener. The big disadvantage is good. He holds the IBF version, let me remind you, the pound title.
I think Mitchell is very square on. I think he should touch.
We'll have to watch as the fight to cut around that. He's barely had miles or so in his whole career from Sacramento. Nearly every one of his fights has been right here in this Arco Arena.
Lopez certainly has a following. It was Las Vegas and the counter.
Lopez got off the floor to pound out a tough and resilient as well. Live gate receipts here for.
I noticed with Lopez's footwork, he's very. I think that's where he collects most of his power from. Most of these.
Has got the reputation of being something. Paces himself. And us for Lopez from this California. The old showboat.
The key to this fight is who's got the most will.
Particularly Mitchell. I mean, you don't keep winning away from home, do you, without Molina? Beer cans were thrown into, and everybody went around in a journey. Opening couple of rounds or so would be. In his last defense, Lopez had a surprisingly easy points win over that extrovert Mexican Jorge Paez.
Things are certainly warming up now.
Yeah, they're really
good
letting
overhand
the
right by
punches
Lopez,
go.
more effective on the inside.
He's probably the bigger puncher of these two. One thing Mitchell is. That's good.
Took it very well. He's got a very, very strong chin. He's very
steadily there, working his way past. He's taken a couple of shots, but he looks quite unperturbed. Just stays there in front of you, going on with his work. Absolutely intriguing fight this for round.
This is a basis fight on a distance fight, because in fourth, Brian Mitchell has never been.
Led to a real tragedy in Mitchell's life. Knocked out. After that, Mitchell wept. He was under sedation, but he did. Lopez whipping in that right hand. Fourth in the striped trunks, the South African Tony Lopez in trunks.
I think Brian has to keep Tony out gets the less advantage Mitchell has.
It doesn't time be yourself for any kind of assault. He's just ramming out that balance. Switching the attack to head and body, then the right to the head. Good round for Mitchell so far, this.
Yes, he can sustain the pressure. Now, I think it should work in his favour. Extraordinarily strong, a really strong opponent.
This crowd wearing Lopez fighters than Mitchell may well be intimidated by all of it, but he shows no signs of it. No.
Forget about what's on this guy out there and do your own thing, and that's exactly what he's done.
This round yet as well, the South Africa. When the WBA cut off South Africa, Mitchell was a bit of an embarrassment for them because he was a. But since then, he's been respected by every title around the world and kept on defending it successfully. And this is some round as well. And Lopez.
This is a good old toe-to-toe slugging match. Going right by Brian Mitchell.
His punch economy is something to behold in this round. Yuma Nelson. Lopez will get back up. Started to just get a psychological edge.
Try not to mix it with Lopez because dangerous right cross. His jab is very...
Fascinating to know how the three judges are scoring this of rounds. Mitchell has stepped up a gear. And the right cross as well. This is better from the Californian in this.
There you go again.
Yes, there does seem to be a bit of damage by the right eye. Maybe we'll get a closer look at that between the rounds. And Mitchell just a little more ragged in this round, and it's Lopez's rounds waiting this way and that.
That jab in his eye.
There's the countdown, 43 seconds to go in round 5. And Lopez has come back and come back well. Cut damage by his working on it. Corner, but of course those cuts can get worse, and once blood starts, you stop seeing. The great good novels, they're a little twist, and then the next getting back on
Expectations. Yeah, it's a great atmosphere from champions.
Have more sting in his punches than Mitchell.
I think that's Lopez. It's Mitchell. He does funny.
Mitchell talked of retirement. He'd done his bit. That was enough. But here he is. But will he lose this one so far? Got him, isn't there, as well at the moment, Lopez, a couple of rounds ago.
Well, he's certainly got the support he needs.
The only problem, of course, is that those... By the right eye of Mitchell, no blood seeping down as far as a little bit nasty. Last few seconds of what's been a terrific contest. Sacramento, California. The WBA and IBF super featherweight 30 pounds. Brian Mitchell, the WBA Tiger Lopez, fighting on home territory here in Sacramento. Tiger skin. It's been a terrific fight, scoring it, Michael Watson. I
think Lopez is pulling away.
Remember, Brian Mitchell found in many of his other defences. And as you've said before, Michael, he's so resilient.
Very. Mitchell is a bit like the fighter, the more effective he is. And he starts for himself.
Of the two boxes that this goes on, the more it gets down to what desire will be.
Hasn't got a very effective punch, and Lopez.
A lot of these jabs are land skills. The two of them as well are close range as well with there. Mitchell just sort of moved his slip that punch.
Yeah, I think he'd be better off keep moving his head because he
really is a great ring general, real
gone out there and
one as well they might be. He's had 8 world title fights in, and he's been making pretty big money with a crowd of 50. And not quite sure what is
for sure. Neither fighter is lacking in experience.
Got that from Mitchell. Stalking, poke out that jab. Lopez now just getting on the move a bit.
I can't say at this stage the fight being stopped earlier, bruise around the eyes. If the corner can do a good job on his things.
If they can go on like this right down to the wire. Well,
Mitchell came back very well. Mitchell. He's very well known for taking a good punch on the chin, and he's proved that tonight.
Comprehensive, not far too much for him that night.
A great champion like Mitchell against Mike McCallum, but I've come back. I've had 2 comeback fights since, and I've looked. His eyes don't seem to have worsened.
To nick those last couple, he has. Point. Little indication. There's no doubt about it.
This is very tense. 5-round fight to score.
But the truth is that good as the sun. This fight now where they're really having to start to dig. Two fighters will know, I think, just how... Sorry, you were saying, Mike.
I've brought it overhand right very often because every time he throws it, Mitchell... But Mitchell's very game.
Mitchell, who still was fighting out of Johannesburg, South Africa, but in fact spends most of his wife and two for the political angle about South Africa. He says, well, I don't think his early fighting in the Black Towns. Exchange at close quarters.
Body puncher by Lopez.
Out of the round from Mitchell. Mitchell, the man in the strike station for you.
Lopez is getting effective with those bodies. Plenty of.
That's good for the head. You really do need to have eyes like a hawk to see what's landing there. Both, and the judges are the ones who've got to see. Wouldn't want to be scoring this, frankly. So close.
Talking about Lopez.
Oh, a little bit more bounce about it as well. Oh, and for that from Mitchell. As you said before, they could have had Lopez. Stormer, this one. I had a feeling fights of the year, and that's exactly the way it's turning out.
This is a great fight.
Anything else, it's been boxing skills from in the offensive mode, but the defensive, Mitchell has slipped punches and count.
In too many fights. The only fight I really did take note of was his fight against Jimmy Mack. The Pradmere tonight. It's very low.
Bear to watch. Then more damage had Mitchell been.
As long as I'm not on the receiving end.
His wife had to go out to the loom up with a big finish because it's so judges' scorecards, and it would be a bit tight. I'd be surprised.
And he knows that he's got to go out there.
Fight that the mood has changed. Control of it, I don't think in any.
Going out there from the always giving it 100%.
You can't blame them because the pace has been unrelenting. Look at Mitchell. The initiative combinations. Doing the more impressive work.
I would agree with you. It's a pity you left it a little bit too late.
And Lopez, just in this round, is just starting to look a little bit wild, a little bit ragged, and he's getting picked off with the jab. Look at this from Mitchell. He is a great technician.
He looks more
as well. This is Mitchell's round. It's one of his best of the contest. Certainly his best since the fourth, I'd say.
He's certainly dictating this round, Mitchell.
About one round in it. By the corners with the message. Go on, throw everything. Work their hearts out here for 3 minutes. Out so much leather. 2 titles on the line here. Mitchell's WBA title championship.
It could be worrying how this fight can affect both fighters.
2 hooks.
Mitchell looks the stronger out of this.
I don't know where he gets it from. Nearly 30, all these world title fights. He just shows no signs of fade. Beats for him away from home, but he keeps on reeling.
Produce the goods.
Of the 3 judges, left doing slightly the better work in this round. But I wouldn't give you a long argument about it.
Mitchell is more accurate in his punching. More cleaner shots, very accurate. Very good.
Well, Lopez started, Mitchell came back, has taken the eye, certainly in the 11th, and maybe just in this last as well. How are you scoring it at home? Terrific fight here, and there's the countdown. The finals we're in now. It's going to go to the 3 judges, this one. Last round seems to have been endless. But they must keep working to the bell. Mitchell again, right to the last. Slipping punches at close quarters, ramming in a little uppercut close in, and they both...
We have a draw.
What a fight, Ian. You know, both fighters